the votes and all of that, but we got 2 finalists for the GM of the year.
A couple other, you can write in, but
you know, there were incredible movement this year, incredible management, great drafts. It's been just a whirlwind. But it comes down to these 2 GMs for GM of the year, nominated here on the FLF Roundtable show.
Who are they, bud?
Well, why don't you start? What was number... Well, they're not in any order. There's 2 finalists. We'll reveal the winner next week. What's the first finalist of the GM of the Year award?
Well, the first finalist, let me pull out my little envelope here.
Oh, yeah.
The first finalist for GM of the Year for Fantasy League Fantastical Roundtable is the Boone Humper.
Congratulations, Boone Humper.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
No, I agree with that. I think, you know, the Boone Humper was 0-5. They made the playoffs. They didn't score a lot of points. Rebuilt.
He must be very proud.
Team. I think his top scorer on the in fantasy land is Jordy Nelson, which was I think probably a 12th round pick in that team. Pretty much gutted it from 1 through 10, besides keeping Mendenhall and Gore.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean that's impressive. They did an incredible job. They made the playoffs. Probably get bounced in the first round, but wow, I mean that was something to see this year.
Wow, I don't believe the management of the Boone Humper would agree with your probable bouncing. And here's the envelope for the second nominee for
yeah, well I think this one is obvious. It was our top point getter of the year. They were criticized for the draft that they went with. I think it was a real veteran-laden draft. It was some guys that had big names, but you know there was expected to be a drop-off. Didn't happen. You get Tony Gonzalez going off for you. You didn't get the Deshaun Jackson that you thought you were going to get, but the Matt Forte was something that we saw 2 years ago. We saw here again. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers is great. Dr. Dick, GM of the Year nominee. We'll see who wins that award next week versus Boone Humper.
Wow.
Congratulations, Dr. Dick.
Congratulations. Wow.
Pretty incredible.
One more question regarding things. So, Peg has kind of a high-pitched squeal laughter, like,
yeah.
Is she like that when you're sticking her?
No. Yeah. Now, Peg's really excitable. Yeah, for some reason, when we're in the copy room, she really loves to change the paper. I don't find it a very exciting thing to do in the copy room, but it's really the only thing you do in the copy room.
Yeah.
Is change the paper. It's so busy here in Fantasy League Fantastico, especially this time of year. She's changing that paper. She's changing that paper. It slides in and out like in this tray, and she loves it. She's always cackling, and everyone hears her.
Well, we love that laugh. We love that laugh. I would like to bring out Peg sometime.
To Peg again, huh?
There's the Peg.
What a woman.
I wouldn't mind pegging that Peg.
Okay, so here we go.
All right.
Fantasy matchups, playoff time.
Can we talk football for once?
Here we go.
Fantasy League Fantastical Playoffs. Our spotlight game, as I mentioned before, the Fire Spitting Jimmies taking on Mason Key Colby. The early projections are 142 for the Jimmies, 131 for Mason Key.
Yeah, a 2 versus a 7, but we've got ourselves the reigning champion sneaking into the playoffs thanks to Mike Thomas. Sorry, Redonkulous, once again. Fire Spitting Jimmies are in. This is a team that I talked about week in and week out late in these shows as a team that catches fire late in the season, starts to make a run, makes a key addition here or there. It turned out he already had those horses on his roster, much like the Peaceful Warriors. Those guys that he thought were going to do something early in the season start doing it late. Here he is at number 7 seed. Sorry, Mason Keith Colby. Fire Spitting Jimmy's prevail in this one.
No love lost between these managers either. They've shared nasty words on the chat boards and in the Smack Talk section of the website and in person. Does Mason Keith have any tricks up his sleeve to pull out a win? You know, I mean, his running backs are really not looking good.
Yeah, the loss of AP, and he's in question this week. And then again, what AP do you get if he comes back? Not a good situation there in the running game. Beanie Wells had that incredible burst, but that was 2 weeks ago against the Peaceful Warriors. But you know, he's not a guy that you can just throw all your money behind.
What about, doesn't he still have like Jackie Battle or somebody else? I mean, my problem with Mason Keith is that he had a chance to pick up horses if he just looked into the crystal ball. He could have seen that Tyler Palko was probably not going to move the offense.
Yeah. Hence,
they were going to pack the box, 8 men in the box, to stop the running game. That's when Mason Keith says, all right, Jackie Battle, I'm cutting the ties with you. And there's no loyalty in fantasy football. Just because you pick up someone 1 week and think this is your stud, when you find out this guy ain't going to be a stud, you cut the cord. All right,
well,
you let him go, and you go to the next
line. I think I partly agree with you. I think if your guy's not cutting it, you got to get rid of him. But you also, when you pick up these guys that have that upside, you got to give them a chance. He did that with Jackie Battle. It didn't work. But he drafted a few guys, Daniel Thomas. You saw the decline there, the injury. He stuck with him. I think there was some stubbornness there.
Stuck with him for like 9 weeks of
nothing. He was stubborn, and he thought that was going to be the guy. It wasn't. He's praying for injury. When you get into a point where you're praying for injury, you're not using a roster spot to either handcuff or going with a guy with potential, you're going to find yourself in the playoffs with a really thin roster.
And in the meantime, there were a lot of other horses out there that could be benefiting Mason Keith Colby.
That's right.
I believe, though, that Mason Keith Colby will pull out a win. I believe that Fire Spinning Jimmy's is one of those, not unlike the rollers with their snake bit, and they're week in and week out. They're too inconsistent. I believe Mason Keith Colby, though he has slagged off, he is showing some a little pep. I like that matchup with Brady and Welker. Mason Keith Colby, you're going to pull it out in a squeaker.
The Jimmies are on a 3-game winning streak. Just to wrap that up, I mean, that is a team of momentum, a current champion, the reigning champion. Mason Keith Colby has put together a nice couple of wins. That is our game of the week. I agree.
It is.
And that's going to be a hell of a fight.
I can't wait to see the smack board when these two guys start going at it. And it starts Thursday night, people. I don't know if any of these folks have players for the Browns or the Steelers, but when the fireworks start, it's going to be going from Sunday at 10 till Monday at 8 or 8:30. Right. Next up, big game, our #1 seed, Dr. Dick, taking on the Boone Humper. And at the moment, with the Boone Humper missing a tight end because Fred Davis was suspended, early projections 123 to 112.
Yeah.
Dr. Dick, Boone Humper. Can an 8 seed upend a 1 seed?
I think in this case it's possible. Matt Forte is out.
Huge
We're not sure the timetable on that. Dr. Dick obviously has other weapons. It's a reason why he scored the most points in the league. He is the 1 seed. I'm not ready to say, Boone Humper, you're going to prevail in this one. It is going to be tighter, though. I'm looking at like a 138-123 battle. Dr. Dick pulls away in the end. I think Tony Gonzalez gives him that touchdown he needs. Maybe Ryan Matthews steps up a little bit more against that Buffalo team. Wow. 138-123.
Interesting. I look at it from a different lens. Not necessarily, obviously, losing Matt Forte was a huge loss for Dr. Dick. And not many teams can recover. Boone Humper, he had to win 6 of 8 games to get to the playoffs. and this is a bit of a